Konnichiwa! Sega have just announced a new mini gaming device, and it has the potential to be the best of the mini consoles yet. My name's Mike, and this is the Retro Gamer Boy Show. Before we jump into it, if you're new to the Retro Gamer Boy channel and you love retro gaming, then why not consider subscribing by clicking on a little button below. So Sega have already announced a mini micro console this year with the Sega Game Gear, and to be honest, it hasn't really wowed people. 4 variants of the console with 4 different games on each variant, and at a price point that really isn't that attractive. To be honest, people were really holding out for perhaps a Dreamcast Mini, a Sega Saturn Mini, or even a Master System Mini. Well, it looks like they've gone one better. Sega have just announced the Astro City Mini. Now, the Sega Astro City is an arcade cab that you'll find throughout Japan's arcades. Now, the Sega Astro City arcade cabs are not arcade cabs that I'm super familiar with. I'm used to these old-fashioned 80s Western arcade cabs. But I've been to Japan a few times and spent a ton of times in their arcades playing on some Astro City machines. And they are huge! The screen real estate that you get on those machines are amazing, and the fact that you can sit down and play your arcade games is awesome. And to hear that Sega are releasing a mini version of this has got me really excited. Now, there have been other mini arcades, most notably the Neo Geo Mini, a mini arcade cab that I should have been super excited about, but ultimately fell a little bit short of my expectations. That brings us to the Astro City Mini from Sega. Sega's biggest success came from its arcade titles, especially in the 90s, where it helped even sell their home console, the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis. And now we're getting a mini version. So, what do we get with the Astro City Mini? Well, already 36 titles have been confirmed to ship on the device. There's an HDMI out, so you can play these games on your big screen TV. It comes with a decent sized joystick and 6 arcade buttons. And get this, the joystick is a micro switch joystick. God! It's the one thing that was missing for the Neo Geo Mini for me, and the thing that spoiled that whole mini console for me is that they missed out on the micro switches. But now we're getting a mini arcade with micro switches built into the arcade stick. It also has a replaceable ball top, which means you can customize your arcade cab. It's got 2 USB ports for controller and arcade stick inputs. All of the games come with state save. And it's coming out this year in Japan for $117-ish or £94. Now, we've only got screenshots of the Astro City Mini, but it already looks from those to be about 15 to 20% bigger than the Neo Geo Mini, which is awesome because I really found the Neo Geo Mini a little too small and finicky to play with. This means you'll have a really nice sized portable mini arcade experience. And of course, don't forget that you can plug in your own joypad's arcade stick and stick it through HDMI so you can have that full mini arcade experience on your TV. Now, another thing that's got me really excited about this are the games, and one game in particular. Now, Golden Axe Revenge of Death Adder is one of my all-time favourite Sega arcade games, and spoiler alert, it's going to feature in my next video out on Monday. Now, that game alone is enough to get me to buy this mini arcade machine, but they've announced 10 more additional games that are just freaking awesome. Games like Alien Syndrome, Alien Storm, Golden Axe Revenge of Death Adder, Columns 2, Dark Edge, Trantar, Virtua Fighter, Fantasy Zone, and Altered Beast.
Welcome to your doom.
I've not been this excited about a mini console since the Sega Mega Drive announced its game list and the fact that there were over 40 games coming on that console. And given how much care and attention they put into the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis Mini, I'm really optimistic about the Astro City Mini being a great mini console arcade machine. I can't wait to hear more about the Astro City Mini. I think we got a lot of the tech specs out of the way and it's all about the games now. And seeing how Sega did with the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis Mini, it could be that we're in for a little surprise on the number of games we're getting. 36 is the official word from Sega, but is there a chance we're going to get some rare or unreleased arcade game added to that lineup? Let me know in the comments what you think about this new announcement from Sega about this new arcade mini machine. Are you excited for this? Would you buy it over the Sega Game Gear Micro? And what sort of games would you like to see on this new arcade mini console arcade machine from Sega? That's it for this episode. If you love your retro gaming, then why not check out 2 more episodes from the Retro Gamer Boy Show over here.